Okay, I know a lot of us are confused about water chemistry and getting the balance right in our hot tubs. I know that. I've seen your comments. I hear you. I feel your pain. What I'm doing today in this video is I'm going to test my water like I normally do with a bottle of test strips, but then I'm going to go take my hot tub water to Leslie's Pool Supply because they offer a free water testing service. I'm going to walk you through that process because I've never done it before, and we're going to compare the results of what they say is in my water with what the test strips say, so you can decide if it's right for you or not. Hi, I'm Jeff Campbell from Hot Tub Owner HQ, and I'm glad you're here with me today on my channel. So let's start by testing my water. As always, I'm going to get one test strip out. I'm going to dip it in the water for about 2 seconds, shake off the excess, and then I'm going to hold it up and compare it to here. As I can see the bromine levels, because I do use bromine tablets, the bromine is a little bit high. Alkalinity looks really good. pH is pretty much right on the money too. And that's all these test strips test for. They don't check for anything else like metals, calcium, etc. That's what these test, and everything really looks pretty good on my end. Now, let's actually drive to Leslie's Pool Supply. I'm going to take some of my water with me. We're going to see what they have to say, and I'm going to show you the exact process that happens when you take your water to Leslie's Pool Supply. Of course, they test for both water from a hot tub and water from a pool. And again, there's no charge, although they're obviously hoping you'll buy their chemicals to make any adjustments that need to be made. But let's go there now and see what they have to say.
Okay, I'm here now at Leslie's Pool Supply, and we're going to take some water in from my hot tub, and we're going to have them analyze it, and then we're going to go back to my house and compare their results with the results I got on my test strip. So we can kind of gauge how accurate their test is or how accurate my test strips are, and whether it's worth taking your water to a place like Leslie's to have it analyzed. They do, of course, not charge for this service, but of course they're hoping that you buy chemicals from them. So they do have an ulterior motive, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be helpful. So let's find out what they have to say. I'm not going to record in their store because they are a large national chain out of respect for that, but I'm going to follow up with you after I've talked to them.
Anyway, we're back from Leslie's Pool Supply. Let me first walk you through the experience of what it's like to walk in there. So you walk in there, I just filled up a little cup with a lid of my hot tub's water and I walked in there. Then the guy kind of walked me through everything. The first thing they do is they give you one of these bottles for free, just like that. Then take this bottle home, and the next time you go, you can bring back your hot tub water or your pool water in this free bottle. Then what they do, there's a drop-off station at their counter. You don't have to talk to anybody if you don't want to, if you have this bottle and if you're already registered in their system with your phone number. With a Sharpie, you simply write your phone number on the side here, and then you drop it off in their little drop station. The drop station looks like a series of cups. There's 6 blue cups, and you might be tempted the first time you go there to pour your water directly into those cups. Don't do that. They do want it to be in one of these bottles. Now, in my case, the guy actually kind of walked me through everything, but sometimes they're busy. Sometimes there's a line of customers, and if you have this bottle and you're registered in their system, you don't have to wait. Just drop it off, and then later you can log into their website or their free app and you can see the results of your water. What do those results show? Well, let's take a look at the sheet they printed out for me custom that showed exactly what their results were of the water of mine that they tested. So they give you a sheet that looks like this. It's double-sided. The first side kind of shows you everything that they found when they tested your water. The back side kind of walks you through what you need to do, if anything, to adjust the water. So let me read through this, and I'm going to show you a cleaner copy on the screen while I read. So first of all, they showed that the bromine levels, the ideal range is 4 to 6 parts per million, and they showed me at 6.91. So again, as my test strip showed, they did indeed show my bromine levels to be a tad high, but he didn't think it was anything to worry about, and I don't really either. Next, they showed the pH. Ideal range is 7.2 to 7.8. They showed it as 8.2, which again is a little high. I didn't see that on my test strip though. My test strip looked to be about right in terms of the color. Total alkalinity, they said should be between 80 and 120. They showed it at 80, so that's on the low end, but in the acceptable range. And again, my test strip showed that the alkalinity was fine as well. Then they also test for metals here, iron and copper, and the levels are fine there as well. My test strips don't test for that. They test for phosphates, which again, my test strips don't test for that either, but my phosphate level was within the acceptable range. And then total dissolved solids, which is a scale of 0 to 2,500 parts per million. They showed mine at 800, which is pretty good. Not too bad though, and not really that surprising considering I just changed my water less than a month ago. Now, of course, down here at the bottom of the sheet, they note that the problem is high pH, and they give you a product that they suggest you get as a solution for that. And then they kind of walk you through how to actually adjust that. They tell you how much exactly to add, which that's kind of cool to know exactly how much to add. And then they also tell you that because it's a hot tub and not a pool, you can't add all of that at the same time. So they tell you how often and in what increments to add it. So that's kind of cool if you're looking for like a really, really simple system of like, okay, what do I do exactly step by step? That is pretty cool that they show you that exactly. And they don't show any of these other so-called problems reported like algae, water foaming, stuff like that. They don't show anything like that. So really, I'm looking pretty good. They give me a water test quality score of 65%, and I don't know what the norm is for that. But anyway, I'm feeling pretty good about my water. Now, on the back side here, it does show low calcium hardness, and my test strips don't test for that. However, I did add a water softener system to my house probably about 6 months ago. So it's not totally surprising that the calcium hardness is low, because that's exactly what a water softener system does. And that does also tell me that my water hose, my garden hose, is going through that water softener system, because that's not always the case. But mine definitely is. Otherwise, the calcium levels would be high, because that's what they used to be before I added that water softener system. And then they give you another product and another solution as well for that problem. The guy at Leslie's did actually say that if I'm happy with the way the water feels on my skin, to not really worry about that, because obviously if you're adding a calcium booster, then that is going to increase the hardness of the water, and quite frankly, soft water feels better on your skin. I'm going to take his advice and not add anything for that. And then they also note the high bromine levels, and they have a product that basically is designed to bring down bromine or chlorine levels. He also again agreed that because it was just a tad above the normal, he wouldn't worry about it. And if I wanted to, I could just top it off with a little water from my garden hose, but I'm not even going to worry about that. What I will do is close the fins on my bromine floater a little bit more to let less water into there so that the tablets dissolve more slowly. And then if I continue to see that issue, I would probably start putting fewer tablets in there. I typically put 6 in every week and then add a little bit of shock. And lately I've been adding a non-chlorine shock that I tested in one of my recent videos where I did a product review of the MAV Aqueduct products, and one of their products was a non-chlorine shock, and I was very pleasantly surprised at how clean and clear my water was after using a non-chlorine shock, because I had used non-chlorine shocks in the past and not seen great results, typically very cloudy water, and I wasn't seeing that with their products, so I've continued to use that ever since that video. If you haven't seen that video and you want a complete walkthrough of their products, every product they have, check out this video right up here. But let me just say that overall, I was very happy with the Leslie's system. Again, there's no charge for this. They do this for hot tubs or pools. Again, you just pick up one of these bottles, which they have on a display near the front door. Those are totally free. Take it with you, bring it back, drop it off, as long as you're already registered in their system with your phone number, and you've got that phone number written on the bottle. Then just a few hours later, you can pull up the results of your water on their website or on their free app. It's a really cool system, especially if you want to be walked through exactly what to do, what product to buy, exactly how much of it to add, and in what increments if it's a large amount of product. Because in some cases, if you need to make a big adjustment, they don't want you to add all of that product all at the same time. But they walk you through that every step of the way in this detail here. So it is a really cool system. I don't know that I'm going to do that on any regular basis, because as you saw, the way my water tested, it was really pretty spot on. It wasn't radically different than my test strips, and he didn't really think there was anything I needed to do. But it is a really cool setup, especially if you're struggling. If you're struggling to get the alkalinity right or the pH right, things of that nature, maybe it's worth doing, because again, it's totally free, and you don't even have to use their products if you don't want to. If you already have these products at the house, then just follow the instructions on how much to add of those existing products, and it's totally free to you. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.